chance to win. We're Ron and Fez, live on a Monday.
We talking a little bit about the Grammys coming up and this fluky, weird Norah Jones thing that took the country by storm.
As far as I'm concerned, out of nowhere. Because, Ronnie, I'll admit this, I'm not the hippest guy.
No, you, Fez?
No, I'm still watching the Lawrence Welk reruns on Saturday night.
I'm going to tell you what, I don't understand why you don't love Norah Jones then, because this sounds exactly like the kind of music that they used to play on the Lawrence Welk show.
Well, apparently they were mad for her last night at the Grammys. 5 awards she picks up.
Now, she's Ravi Shankar's daughter, and a little cutie, no doubt about it. She's got that cute packy look. But I don't hear a hit there. And it was a big adult contemporary hit this year.
Yeah, I thought she was the girl from that 70s show. She looks just like that girl.
Here's the weird thing. I never saw that show either. Nick, what else are we going to talk about tonight?
How about gas prices?
You know what? I haven't even thought about it much. I know they're going up every day. So,
man.
Where are they at right now?
We've hit the $2 mark, right?
Are we up over $2? All right, that makes me furious. And that's without firing a shot.
Right. We've already been attacked.
Yeah, by our own companies. Here's Steve. Steve, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
We're okay, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm guessing you guys are going to talk about that girl in New York that turned her back on the flag?
Yeah, this seems to be picking up a lot of heat on ESPN and all the sports pages.
Apparently this girl's been doing it all season.
Yeah.
Whenever they play the national anthem before her college basketball games, it's Division IIIA.
Yeah.
She turns her back towards the American flag for the duration of the anthem.
Her own little way of dealing. Now, here's the weird thing. All right, you are a winner.
That was big-ass topic number 5.
Oh,
right.
Great.
All right, hold on, buddy. Now, here's the interesting thing. Like you said, it's 3A. It's SUNY Purchase in New York. Nobody's heard of this school outside people of that community. Why did it become such a big story around the country in the last couple days?
I know one thing is when her team goes on the road, now that's the new thing to do, is really heckle her.
Right.
See, the people that are mad at her are really getting organized. That's where it's coming from.
Oh.
They're handing out hundreds of little American flags to wave at her. You know how in the NBA they'll have like those rally sticks or whatever they are, the foam fingers in the, behind the basket while someone's trying to make a shot?
Is she a starter? Is she any good?
Yeah, I think she does well.
Yeah.
So, and they just really taunt her.
Now, it's, I saw the picture of her. Pretty girl.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty girl.
Pretty girl.
She's cute. And has she ever said what's got her upset? Is it the war?
She says that, well, the war is part of it, but that's not her whole message.
Yeah.
You would think, immediately, you see someone turning their back on the flag, oh, they must be anti-war.
Right.
Her dealio is that the government's priorities are not bettering the quality of life for everyone.
Yeah.
So, and one of their priorities is war.
Right.
So not everyone's getting the same chance in this country.
So she wants the government to think of the people a little more.
Yeah, she finds that the government system here is very unequal.
Yeah.
Unequal.
Now, the school says nothing about this, right?
No, I think they actually applaud her. They say she's doing something really courageous.
So the school is behind her. Nice liberal art school, by the way. SUNY Purchase, actually, I think they're known for their film program. And I see Rory jumping up and down. You're just jumping mad over there, are you, Rory?
Yeah, I think it's totally crap, that she could just go and turn her back on the flag. I mean, this is your country.
Yes.
You don't turn your back on the flag. It's one thing if you do not agree with the issues of what's going on in politics today, but you don't turn your back on the flag. That's like turning your back on the country.
You've never been at a ball game where not everybody stood up?
I think that's crap. I mean, you don't belong in this country if you can't defend your flag and you can't stand up for your flag.
I just thought of this. When I was in high school, it was kind of a racial time going on, and for whatever reason, the black kids wouldn't stand up during the national anthem, and everybody would yell at the pep rally. And I got to say, out of all high school, it's got to be my favorite memory. Everybody yelling, some kids not standing up, and it was like having a wrestling match. I loved it a lot. 866-277-4969. Glenn, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Glenn. Call hold of 18440.
All right, my brother.
If we're such a terrible country and everybody hates us so, why is the UN in the United States?
Because we built it and invited them.
No, I understand.
why don't we throw everybody out if they hate us, though?
All right,
if we had elected Mr. Pat Buchanan president, we would have.
I just want to make sure that I understand this, Glenn. Because this little girl at a small school turned her back on the flag, you want to kick the UN out of New York?
No, not because of her. Because the rest of the world, we always talk about how the world hates us. We're such a terrible country. We're warmongers. And yet everybody seems to feel pretty safe in New York using the UN. If we're so terrible, then why don't you take the UN out and put it in one of their great safe countries?
Glenn, I got to tell you, in the last couple of years, people in New York haven't felt all that safe.
Well, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. All right, thank you very much, Glenn.
It was above my head, sorry.
Right, but we were mainly talking about the little girl who, and she's not a little girl, I mean, she's a basketball player. She's, what, a junior?
She's a senior, Ronnie. Her name is Toni Smith.
Yeah.
So we can quit calling her that girl.
Here's what I would do. I would draft her if I owned the WNBA franchise and made sure she went out there and turned that back on the flag and put her ass in the world. And then I would have I'd be selling little American flags. And I think it's a good thing.
All right, so last Thursday they played Mount St. Mary.
Yeah.
This is where Toni Smith played. 500 people got small flags to wave at her.
Right.
And then at the end of that game, the crowd got together and sang God Bless America at her.
Nice. Here's Len. Len, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Len.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. First-time caller.
Long-time listener or short-time listener?
Short-time listener.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome.
I just wanted to say that woman turning her back on the flag is turning her back on all the men and women who have died in this country who fought for her freedom. And it's not the government she's turning her back on.
That's what she's saying, though.
Yeah, so she's wrong, because she's turning her back on all the people who fought for her freedom.
You know what you ought to do, Len, is wave a little flag at her. Show up at the games.
Apparently that pisses her off bad.
Well, I could do a lot more to piss her off.
What would you do if you had the opportunity?
I'd strangle her, for one.
Right.
Oh, get a stepladder and try.
Well, and literally, here's what I think, Lynn, and I think that this is what the country's about. When people don't agree with you or what you think of the flag, they should be strangled. That's the real America that we want to live in.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much, Lynn. It's really exciting to know that people are getting this. 866-277-4969. I think, Fezzi, that's why those people died for the country, is so when other people disagreed with the country or at least what the government itself was doing,
right,
they could be strangled. Here's Irvin. Irvin, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Irvin.
Ron, Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Buddy.
Hey, I was thinking, when I heard you talking about this girl that turns her back on the flag.
Her name is Toni.
Toni Smith.
Well,
Toni with an I.
I call her
Smitty.
Smitty.
I don't even want to associate with her myself, but still, it's like this. If she's in America, what is she doing here if she doesn't want to be an American?
I don't think she is saying that she doesn't like America.
Well, why did she turn her back to the flag?
I think she's turning back her back to the flag as a sign of protest because she doesn't agree with what the government's policies are right now.
Well, everybody can't agree with everything. That's why this country is so diverse.
Yeah.
But still, if you don't agree with what's going on, if you can't do anything about it, well, if you don't like the place, all I can say is leave. Can you go to a better country than this one?
All right,
She's not going to get a college scholarship there.
So should that what we should have said during the Clinton administration when everybody was mad at Clinton for not being moral enough? Should those people have been forced to leave?
Well, not necessarily. It's just that if you hate this country for what it stands for so much.
I don't think she says she's hated the country. I think that she is saying that she doesn't agree with what's going on right now. Now, whether I agree with her or not, that doesn't really matter, or whether you do.
Right.
The fact is, here's a young person who's thinking a little bit. What's so rough about that?
Well, I don't guess there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like the morals, values, and ethics of the people that's in this country.
She's saying some of those morals, values, and ethics are wrong. She's saying that the government is not thinking about maybe taking care of poor people or helping out the common man.
And I agree with you.
Excuse me.
That's why I'm saying that the morals, values, and the ethical values of this country are being gradually deteriorating.
I don't know if they were ever all that good to begin with. I got to tell you the truth.
Well,
I think that you really want to go back and take a look at this Martin Scorsese movie and the new one, the New York, what's it called?
Gangs of New York.
When you see how crazy the political system was there,
right,
and how nutty it was, it's not like we really came from royalty, or you know what I mean. We never really. We've gotten
tainted along the way.
Yeah, we
kind of with this pony.
Yeah.
Ordeal that's going on.
Pony. Pony Smith is her name.
The pony shoes.
Oh.
Have you heard about that scandal?
Jenna Jameson?
Right.
Yeah.
Now that's about values, ethics, you know. Are you supposed to use porn to sell?
Here's what I would worry more about shoes right now. Instead of whether or not there's a porn star selling these things, I would worry about are these same shoe companies hiring 4-year-old kids in the Philippines to make these shoes at $0.25 an hour. That's the kind of stuff that makes me pissed off. And whether or not a porn star sells or not, I'm going to tell you something. Unless the shoes start selling more, no one's going to give an F.
Right.
And she'll get fired.
But, what I'm saying is about the morals and the values, and as far as how they're going down, it's stuff like that it's actually...
But here's what my values are.
The grades.
Yeah, but here's what my values are. I don't think that Jenna Jameson is a threat to the country, and I don't think... ponies, I wouldn't put on a pair of ponies no matter what. I think they're crap shoes. Right. But the last thing I want to do is make this about Jenna Jameson. You know what I mean? And think, all right, we should all gather and throw rocks at Jenna Jameson. What do I give an F? I like to think that the country's a little stronger than that.
I know.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying about the values and the ethics and the morals.
There's more important people to throw rocks at around here.
Well, of course. But, hey, the decay starts in many places, and it all goes in one direction.
All right, my friend, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think the decay is, Fezzy, if it was up to me, of not letting people say and do the things that they want to do. I think that's a decay.
But when I consider what she's doing pretty much like her just taking a flag and burning it. She's pretty much saying, I don't agree with this flag. I don't agree with this country. Her turning her back on it is just like her burning the flag. Or I got
to tell you, in my own thing, I've never really panicked about people burning the flag. You know what? Here's something odd about me. I get less upset seeing Americans burn the flag than I do foreigners burn the flag.
Boy, that drives me nuts.
I don't mind if I see a bunch of hippies burning the flag somewhere, but when I see a bunch of Iraqis burning the flag, I'll actually get madder about that. All right, Billy wants to say something about this flag thing. He's hopping up and down, going nuts in the other room.
That's his meds.
I don't even understand it, Fez.
All right, just to capsulize what Pony Smith is saying here. She says, for some time now, the inequalities that are embedded in the American system, they've always bothered her. She now thinks they're getting worse and that their priorities are expanding on their own power, not helping people. She said, in good conscience, I cannot salute the flag.
All right, I got no problem with that. I think she's a thoughtful young lady.
She sounds very well-spoken.
Yeah. What's got you upset, Billy? What's got your beef right now? What's got your goat?
This is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm being dead serious. At a time like that.
I hear your acting voice. I want you to be a person.
Ron, a girl who turns her back on the flag, who's probably getting public funding or a grant or something.
How do you figure?
A state loan or something. The government
It's a state school.
Okay, so in other words, the state is helping for her education, which is part of the government.
First of all, before you're making a big deal about that, most of us have been putting almost half what we got into the government. So let's not act like it's the government's money. It belongs to all of us.
But you know what, Ron? I mean, that's part of it. But the part is, she's coming here. She wants help.
She's coming here from where? What are you talking about? You're not even... You don't know...
If you're saying she came here from Africa...
You don't know any of these things.
Look,
you don't know what you're talking about, Billy.
Do you remember the Olympics with John Carlos and Tommy Williams?
What year?
68?
Yes, I do. Mexico City.
Yeah, when they put their black glove up in the air.
Yes.
And the protest and all the crap that they caught for that because when they won the medals and the American flag and the anthem paid.
What crap did they catch?
Oh, they were banned from the sport.
They were not. You win the Olympics, you don't go back to the sport.
No, after that.
They get banned. They already won the medals.
One of them, I think, right now is a like a superintendent of schools or something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, they did it, but one of them I think is dead. One of them has died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad.
But now they weren't allowed to race again. They weren't allowed to compete. From what I saw a documentary on it.
Yeah.
They were like persecuted. You know, they wanted to take their medals away.
You feel good about persecution? Huh? You feel good about persecution?
You know what? You want to?
Why did they have the black flag? Why were they doing that?
It was a sign of black power.
Because of what? What was happening in this country?
They felt that they were being mistreated. It was, before the civil rights, with the civil rights movement.
Exactly. So whose side of that would you want to be standing on, the 60 civil rights? Look, who was right and who was wrong?
There's a time and a place for everything. And the world is watching. You know what? This is when America is supposed to come together.
Hold on. You honestly want to say that the world is watching a 3A sport, a girls' sport in SUNY?
Well, it made the papers, and we're talking about it.
Well, no, it made the papers.
About the Olympics. I was actually referring to the Olympics when the world
16.
was watching.
I would like to sit here forever. You know what? And when the world watches, here's what I'd like them to say, Billy. That in this country, people can protest against the government. People can speak their mind without the government coming on and strangling them or killing them like they do in a lot of these other countries. We're not Iraq.
Yeah, I mean, you have free speech, but you can't run into a theater yelling fire if there is. All right,
Billy, if you're not going to if you're really going to come up with a hack thing like that.
That's true. That's how it's in law class.
I understand that, but how is that a fire? Did she cause a panic? I'd like to see you do this. Run into a great white show and yell fire, because then maybe people would get out properly. But you can't be on the show unless you actually have new and fresh stuff. So go away, Billy. If he's not going to try and speak in that sing-song voice, as he look at him, I love to make him leave, man. But seriously, he's got to have new stuff.
You can't just yell out cliches.
I know. It's
and expect us to debate.
And then not have details. She probably comes here. She doesn't know.
She comes here from where? I swear he thinks she's a foreigner.
I think she's from Newburgh. Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Rick, go
Ron
ahead.
and Fez, what's up, guys? Yeah. We love that you're here in D.C.
Well, we love being here. We're having a lot of fun.
Hey, I got an opinion about this chick. I understand, you disagree with the government, and you want to be able to have freedom of speech, but here's what we should do with her. Let's take one of her family members up to the top of a 120-story building, light her on fire and throw her down, and then see how the little bitch respects the government and the decisions they're making.
All right, hold on. I just want to get this properly, and I'm glad that you welcomed us here. All right, because she has turned her back on the flag, you honestly want to take a family member up how many stories?
120.
120.
Obviously, I'm being facetious, and I'm making a comparison to the terrible tragedy of September 11th, which is basically the reason why Bush and the government are making the actions towards terrorism that they are.
Well, I don't think this was anti-terrorist or pro-terrorist that she was talking about.
She's a terrorist. She's a Division 3A terrorist.
You have to support everyone disagrees with what the government does in some aspect, but to just totally turn your back on the flag, I can't feel that. I mean, I disagree with a lot of things the government does, but I would never in my right mind turn my back on the flag, especially everything that has been given to me
and you believe
living
in
this country.
Do you believe in that flag?
Absolutely.
The symbol and the strength of it? And
Absolutely.
Do you think that the things that go into that flag, the symbolism and the strength, is enough and is strong enough to put up with some college kid turning around? I honestly think it can. I think it can handle.
The country's going to crumble.
I think we can make it through this. You know?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it's a national tragedy, but I'm saying a message needs to be sent that it's really not acceptable.
All right. In all honesty, Rick, what would you do to her, buddy?
I would not allow her to play basketball anymore on that team.
Right.
It's a country, rather, it's a school in this country that has been built and developed by money from people in this country. It is based on everything this country stands for.
Right.
And for her to turn her back on the flag, it's not right.
Should we kick her out of the school or just off the basketball team? Because we built the school.
I think she should be off the basketball team, out of the public eye, since, I'm sure if she was in a room with two other people, she wouldn't have turned her back on the flag. She did it in front of 100 or however many people for a reason.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't think a lot of people show up for these women's basketball games.
Last night they played Stevens Tech. So how much in the public eye is she really?
Yeah. At the most, she's throwing a couple hundred.
300 people show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's about what they're drawing.
She does that because those people are there. If there were two people, if she was in a room with two people, people, I'm sure she wouldn't turn her back on the flag. I think she did it to make a blanket statement that she wanted all these people to see. And if she's going to make a blanket statement, I think that someone in authority needs to make a statement and say, okay, that's how you feel. Well, this is how we feel. You're off the team. And if you pull this stunt again in the public eye, you're out of the school.
I appreciate it, my man. It's 866-277-4969. Fuzzy, where do you stand on this one? You're always interesting.
You know what? I like to go back to the times when we made fun of lady basketball players. I don't see where this girl is hurting anyone. But here's the thing, too. These people that are waving the flags, the little flags at her, and chanting, leave the country, or USA, USA at her, they're doing the exact same thing she's doing.
Absolutely. And
they're exercising their freedom of speech, too.
And I honestly think that that's kind of the correct response.
Right. So
that's kind of the correct response.
So I don't want anyone to think she's getting away with anything.
And by all these people who are saying, oh, you have to have this. How many times have you been out at a ball game, football, and it's the national anthem, and the whole place, 60, 70,000 people, yells that, oh, during the oh, say, can you?
Right.
And I'm like, that comes off as very disrespectful to me. And I remember hearing them actually even doing that after 9/11, the first games after 9/11. And it always kind of bugs me.
I always like going to a game, and it's always the older gentlemen. They will always remind the younger guys to take that hat off.
Yeah.
There's always an old guy there that'll tell someone, take that hat off.
866-277-4969. Remember that gig?
Which one was that?
The first boxing gig.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Here is Julie. Julie, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Fez.
Hi, honey. Something wrong with your voice there, babe?
I have a cold.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm going through the same thing.
I wanted to say two things. Number one, I think I didn't know this, that Purchase was a theatrical school.
Theatrical film, and I'm trying to think what else. A lot of those state schools in New York, we were discussing this before, they have like different majors. And that one is a film school. I know Parker Posey went there. That's why I'm familiar with it. And,
a lot of media stuff.
And I forget another director that I remember. I think the guy who directed Pie. I can't think of his name right now. But go ahead, Julie.
Well,
Aronofsky?
Has anyone checked out if she's a film or theater major? She may be looking for publicity.
Yeah, well, she's getting it. If that's her major, I'd give her an A because she is getting known. And you watch, somebody like George Clooney is going to end up putting her in a show.
Oh, yeah.
George Clooney's going to hire this young, tall person. You'll be playing tall girl on the left. But yes, Jolie, it's one of the things that happens, and I guess she was trying to bring attention to whatever she cares about.
Now, last night's game against Stevens Tech, a Vietnam vet took to the court, took a big American flag, and put it right in front of her big head, while the national anthem was going on. So he had it right in front of her face, and then, gymnasium security, Barney Fife Incorporated, the local police took him away.
Yeah, I'm never comfortable when anybody comes out on the field. I think it's okay to do it from your seat.
Sure.
But you don't leave there and go out on the field. All right, thank you very much, Julie.
Oh, Ronnie?
Yeah, baby.
I had one other thing.
Yeah.
I don't buy Nike products anymore because of something similar to what you said.
Yeah.
They spend mega millions on their advertising campaign, and they pay Michael Jordan and Tiger Woods and all these other athletes huge amounts of money. Yet their products are made in Taiwan, and they pay these little kids like 2 cents an hour or something like that.
You know what? Here's the other thing. It's because a lot of our companies have done that over the years. Why we find out that we're hated, and people like us who go, wait a minute, why would they hate us in all these other countries? It's because some of the ways our corporations have acted over the years. Thank you very much, honey.
Okay.
866-277-4969.
Her voice is making my eyes water. Hope she feels better.
202-432-1067 is the local number. Here is Karen. Karen, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Karen.
Hey, Ron and Fez. How you doing tonight?
We're great.
You know what? This thing that Tony is doing is what makes America great. you're allowed to express yourself in the way that you want to. If she's not allowed to do this, and like this caller before last said, you know, she shouldn't be allowed to play basketball and she should be kicked out of the school. Well, why don't we just have Saddam Hussein come over here to the United States, because it's just going to be another Iraq.
All right, Rory and Billy, I hope you listen to what this young lady had to say to us tonight. I hope you're taking this in. Billy, come on in. This is the whole point of being an American, that you can sometimes even be wrong and be stupid in public, and it's okay. Yeah. And the government can't come sweeping in and ruin your life for you. We're safe from that. That's what that flag means.
But I believe that flag is a symbol of our unity as a country.
Yes, it is.
And by turning your back on it means you're not united with the country.
That's what it means. It means that you're not agreeing with everything that goes on, from the Vietnam War protests to the Desert Storm protests. Being a native Washingtonian, having to live here in the District of Columbia all of my life, I see people from all over the country come here and protest. They burn flags, they march, they tear up the streets and everything. That's their right as an American.
I know, but I hate it when they jam up traffic.
Well, that's the part that
hate it, but that's their right.
Yeah, and you know what? I would just like to have a nice area where they could all go from time to time, and everybody can do their thing.
That'd be nice.
Thank you very much. We got to take a break here, Karen.
Thank you.
All right, see you. You get it now, Bill?
No, I mean, I understand what she's saying, but by the same right, I have the right to disagree with what she's doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes. But you said just the opposite about taking her schooling away. I don't mind you sitting here going, she's an idiot, or she's a moron. There's nothing wrong with that. But you guys immediately, you want to take the schooling away, kick her off the team, and literally come in and physically change her lifestyle.
Well, I think she has to be made an example of, or else people can be going around doing this everywhere.
Being Americans, yes, that's what we want.
They need to stop her, or else, more people are going to be doing this, and then you're not going to have any unity in this country anymore.
We don't need unity in this country. That's why we have many different political parties.
I think right now, more than anything, we need unity in this country with all the anti-war rallies that have been going on and dividing this country.
All right, why don't we do this? Why doesn't everybody who doesn't agree with the anti-war people change their opinions and move over and be with the anti-war people, and then we'll have unity? Want to do that?
No, because
what you want is everybody together, right? That's the important thing?
Right.
So let's all agree to anti-war, and you guys change your opinions, and that'll be it.
But the president is not anti-war.
What he needs to do is change his opinion, like whatever, 50% or 48% or 52%, whatever.
It would be just as easy for the other side to switch over.
I know, but I'm not saying it wouldn't. What I'm saying is, all you're worried about is unity. Start switching your minds.
I think we could all come to a happy medium.
It doesn't make sense.
Because there is a logical threat there.
Chowderheads, listen, this young lady has not infringed on your right to wave that flag one bit. In fact, all she's done is inspire hundreds of people that are watching these games to start waving the flag, to sing God Bless America, and a crazy Vietnam vet to take the court.
I think it's a personal insult that she does that.
Whatever. That's okay. Then you should sit there and be insulted. But don't try to stop
like
her.
Like you do every night.
But don't be a nut and suddenly start calling, saying which, and we should take her out of the school.
Ron,
all right, we got to take a break. We're going to sell some. Is it so important that we have to come back to you, Billy?
No.
I know. If it is, I will. If it's so good, and you're willing to stake your reputation on it.
All right, I am. Isn't she kind of biting the hand that feeds her?
When we come back.
You idiot.
Oh.
We said, is it worth coming back to you with?
This is why I'm against free speech, Billy, because you have no personal responsibility. All right, we got to sell some Pony products and Nike products.
Yay! 866-277-4969 is the toll-free line. DC Local 202-432-1067.
It's the Ron and Fez Show.